In a small, secluded town nestled among dark woods, where the moon rarely peeked through the thick canopy, stood a looming mansion like a silent sentinel, watching over its secrets with an ancient, unyielding gaze. Known as the Sterling Manor, it had once been a grand symbol of opulence and prosperity, but over the years, it had transformed into a haunting specter of a bygone era. Legends and myths whispered through generations of locals, shaping the mansion into an enigmatic enforcer of terror. The rumors, like tangled webs spun by an otherworldly spinner, spoke of eerie sightings and inexplicable happenings that surrounded the imposing property, infusing the air with an undeniable aura of dread. Whispers floated through the town like ghostly apparitions, spreading chilling tales that sent shivers down the spine of anyone who dared to listen. Local children would dare one another to approach the mansion's imposing gates, their hearts pounding with a mix of fear and excitement as they tested the limits of their courage. Decades ago, when the town was young and filled with life, a wealthy family named the Sterlings called the mansion their home. The Sterlings had been respected and admired, their name a symbol of prestige. But tragedy, like a malevolent storm cloud, hovered over the family, and on one fateful night, a night when the moon hid behind the thick layers of clouds, the mansion's luxurious halls became a stage for an inexplicable horror. On that dread-laden night, thunder rumbled ominously, a haunting prelude to the tragedy that would soon unfold. A young girl named Abigail Sterling, with her innocence as radiant as the morning sun, vanished under mysterious and inexplicable circumstances. As word of her disappearance spread like wildfire through the town, a sense of foreboding engulfed the once thriving community. Whispers and speculations abounded, each tale more macabre than the last, and the mansion that had once been a beacon of prosperity became a sinister silhouette haunting the collective consciousness of the town's inhabitants. The rumors spoke of a vengeful spirit, a malevolent entity that prowled the halls of the mansion, its presence casting an eerie veil over the once glorious estate. Locals who dared to venture close to the manor reported chilling encounters, shadowy figures lurking at the edges of their vision, phantom footsteps echoing through the night, and sorrowful wails that pierced the darkness like knives. Yet, amidst the haunting legends, there were skeptics who scoffed at such tales, dismissing them as mere figments of an overactive imagination. They attributed the unsettling occurrences to the creaks and groans of an old building settling into the earth, the rustling of leaves in the breeze, or the mischievous pranks of neighborhood children trying to perpetuate the haunting stories for their own amusement. However, the darkness that enshrouded the Sterling Manor refused to be ignored, and as the years passed, the legends grew more potent, weaving themselves deeper into the fabric of the town's history. The mansion remained a source of both fascination and fear, its very existence a reminder of the mysteries that lingered in the shadows of the human mind. And so, the Sterling Manor stood as a silent witness to the passage of time, its secrets buried deep within its walls, waiting for the intrepid souls brave enough to confront the sinister shadows that danced in its haunted halls. The mansion's legend had become an integral part of the town's identity, and whether rooted in truth or woven from the threads of imagination, the tales of Sterling Manor would continue to captivate the hearts and minds of generations to come. Amelia Blackwood, with her reputation as an intrepid paranormal investigator preceding her, was a woman of both scientific rigor and a heart pulsing with a relentless curiosity. Her passion for the supernatural was forged in her childhood, as she grew up listening to her grandfather's captivating tales of ghostly encounters and unexplained phenomena. Now, as she stood before the foreboding Sterling Manor, she felt a potent mixture of excitement and trepidation, knowing that this investigation could be her most challenging yet. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long, creeping shadows over the mansion, Amelia prepared herself for the daunting night ahead. Her equipment, meticulously chosen for capturing evidence of the paranormal, included high-resolution cameras that could peer into the darkness and sensitive audio recorders that could capture even the faintest whispers from the spirit world. With each step she took into the mansion's ancient foyer, the air seemed to change, growing colder and laden with an unsettling heaviness. Her heart pounded in her chest, matching the rhythm of her quickening breaths, but she refused to let fear overcome her. She had faced countless eerie locations before, but the aura surrounding Sterling Manor was different, almost palpable in its intensity. As darkness settled like an impenetrable shroud, Amelia moved through the mansion's labyrinthine hallways, guided by her keen intuition and the occasional flicker of her flashlight. Shadows danced on the walls, twisting and contorting like ethereal specters, and she couldn't help but feel as though unseen eyes were watching her every move. In one particularly chilling moment, Amelia's camera caught an inexplicable shift in the air, a faint but undeniable drop in temperature that sent goosebumps cascading down her arms. She knew that such cold spots were often associated with paranormal activity, and her excitement surged as she realized that she might be on the brink of an extraordinary discovery. The mansion's creaking floorboards seemed to groan under her weight, almost as if the old building was trying to communicate with her. The ancient wood beneath her feet held stories untold, secrets buried within its fibers like dormant spirits waiting to be awakened. But Amelia knew that the key to unlocking the truth lay in her unwavering persistence and her ability to separate fact from folklore. With each passing hour, the atmosphere grew more charged, as if the very fabric of reality was thinning, allowing glimpses into the realm of the supernatural. Amelia's audio recorders picked up distant whispers, like echoes from the past, and she strained to decipher the ethereal words that seemed to linger just beyond comprehension. Amelia's intuition led her deeper into the heart of the mansion, where she felt an unmistakable pull, an invisible thread connecting her to something beyond the tangible world. She couldn't shake the feeling that she was being drawn to a specific room, one that seemed to resonate with an intensity unmatched by the rest of the mansion. As she reached the door of the mysterious room, Amelia's hand hesitated before the handle. The air around her felt charged, like the calm before a storm. She took a deep breath, steeling her nerves, and turned the knob. The door creaked open, as if protesting the intrusion, and she stepped inside, her heart pounding with anticipation. Amelia set up her investigative equipment throughout the mansion, positioning cameras strategically to capture any sign of spectral activity. The mansion seemed to watch her every move, its walls holding untold secrets that tugged at her curiosity. As night draped the estate in darkness, Amelia's heart quickened with a mix of excitement and trepidation, knowing that this would be the moment of truth in her quest to uncover the supernatural mysteries of Sterling Manor. As the hours ticked by, Amelia's senses seemed heightened, acutely attuned to every sound and shadow. The temperature dropped further, causing her breath to mist before her as if the very air had become a conduit for otherworldly forces. Her cameras captured mysterious flickers of shadowy figures dancing at the edges of her vision, playing games with her sanity. The mansion's eerie silence was occasionally interrupted by inexplicable sounds, a faint whisper carried on the wind, distant footsteps echoing down abandoned hallways, and the eerie rustle of curtains in windless rooms. Amelia's ears strained to catch every nuance, as if deciphering an ethereal code that held the key to unlocking the mansion's darkest secrets. In one chilling moment, Amelia felt a distinct, icy hand graze her shoulder, sending a shiver down her spine. She spun around, but the room was empty, devoid of any physical presence. The sensation lingered like a spectral fingerprint, leaving her wondering if the spirits within the mansion were trying to make their presence known. As the night wore on, the mansion seemed to come alive with unseen energy, the very essence of its haunting history seeping into Amelia's consciousness. Her heart raced as she recorded disembodied voices whispering in the darkness, their words unintelligible yet laden with emotion. It was as if the mansion itself yearned to share its secrets, but the veil between the living and the dead remained insurmountable. Amelia's intuition led her to the locked room, a place that exuded an aura of malevolence and sorrow, like an old wound refusing to heal. The door stood like a silent sentinel, guarding the room's hidden truth. With trepidation, she retrieved the key from her pocket and inserted it into the rusty lock, her heart pounding like the drums of a ghostly orchestra. The door creaked open with reluctant surrender, revealing a room cloaked in shadows. Amelia stepped inside, and a wave of coldness washed over her, causing her breath to catch in her throat. The air seemed heavy with the weight of sorrow, and she could almost feel the lingering presence of someone who had once experienced unimaginable anguish within these very walls. As she explored the room, Amelia's flashlight flickered, casting dancing shadows on the walls like a haunting ballet of darkness. The beam of light caught something glinting on the floor, an old, tattered journal. Amelia's heart leaped with excitement as she picked it up, dusting off the years of neglect that had blanketed its worn pages. In a moment of reverence, Amelia opened the journal, revealing delicate handwriting that spoke of torment and fear. The entries were penned by none other than Abigail Sterling herself, the young girl who had tragically lost her life within the mansion's walls. Her words were a window into a world of suffering and despair, hinting at a malevolent presence that had tormented her until her last breath. Amelia's mind raced as she read the journal, connecting the dots between the tales of haunting and the young girl's heartbreaking confessions. It became evident that Abigail's death had been a result of something far more sinister than a mere accident. Her spirit, trapped within the mansion's confines, had sought solace in the pages of her journal, unable to find peace in the afterlife. Determined to unveil the truth and set Abigail's spirit free, Amelia knew she had to confront the malevolence that lurked within Sterling Manor. With each word she read, her resolve strengthened, and she vowed to seek help from a local expert in ancient occult practices, someone with the knowledge and experience to help her banish the malevolent force that held Abigail captive within the mansion's walls. Amelia delved deeper into the history of the Sterling family, her research becoming a labyrinthine journey through dusty archives and forgotten tomes. The stories of the town's elders provided threads of truth woven with layers of myth and superstition, and she spent countless hours piecing together the puzzle of the mansion's haunting legacy. As she delved into the archives, Amelia discovered that the Sterling family's history was riddled with enigmatic occurrences, cryptic mentions of ancient rituals, and whispers of a malevolent presence that had lurked within the mansion for generations. The more she dug, the clearer the image of a family entangled in dark secrets emerged. Among the records she uncovered, there were hints of a dark family ritual, an esoteric ceremony that was said to have been performed by the Sterling ancestors, an act that had invited an ancient evil into their home. The details surrounding the ritual were shrouded in obscurity, as if the very ink on the pages sought to protect the world from the horrors it contained. Through her meticulous research, Amelia unearthed a connection between the Sterling family and a mysterious cult that had once thrived in the region. Legends spoke of the cult's worship of a malevolent deity, its members delving into forbidden knowledge and conducting rituals to gain otherworldly power. The cult's activities had eventually attracted the attention of the townsfolk, leading to its eventual dissolution, but the malevolence it had unleashed seemed to have lingered within the mansion's walls. As Amelia's understanding deepened, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was tiptoeing on the precipice of a dangerous revelation, one that could potentially unleash forces beyond her control. She questioned whether she should proceed, fearing the consequences of awakening an ancient evil that had lain dormant for so long. However, the journal she had discovered, with its poignant words etched in ink, served as a haunting reminder of the tormented soul she was determined to help. Abigail's pleas for freedom echoed in Amelia's mind, fueling her determination to confront the malevolence and liberate the young girl's spirit from its eternal suffering. With the journal as her guide, Amelia sought out a local expert in ancient occult practices. A reclusive figure known for his esoteric knowledge, the expert was rumored to have delved into realms beyond mortal comprehension. Despite her apprehension, Amelia knew that this was the only chance she had to rid the mansion of the malevolent force and to grant Abigail the peace she deserved. The meeting with the expert was both unnerving and enlightening. He listened intently to Amelia's account, his eyes a window to a world of esoteric knowledge hidden from the average mortal. He recognized the gravity of the situation, warning her of the dangers that lay ahead. The malevolence, he explained, had become entwined with the very fabric of the mansion, growing stronger with each passing year. Together, Amelia and the expert prepared for the harrowing ritual that would confront the malevolence head-on. The mansion became a battleground between the forces of light and darkness, as they performed intricate rites designed to weaken the malevolent presence and strip away its power. As they chanted ancient incantations and performed sacred gestures, the very air seemed to tremble with unseen forces. Shadows twisted and writhed like living entities, resisting the intrusion of light. Amelia's heart pounded in her chest, feeling the weight of the young girl's spirit and the responsibility she had undertaken. With every ounce of strength and determination, Amelia and the expert persisted, their resolve unwavering even as the malevolence fought back with a desperate fury. The atmosphere became thick with tension, as if the spirits of the past were clashing in a battle that transcended the boundaries of time and space. And then, as the ritual reached its climax, a blinding light erupted, engulfing the mansion in a radiant glow. The malevolent force shrieked and recoiled, its power slowly dissipating under the onslaught of the sacred rite. Amelia and the expert held firm, channeling the forces of light to banish the darkness that had plagued the Sterling Manor for generations. As the light faded and the last echoes of the ritual's incantations died away, a profound silence settled over the mansion. The oppressive atmosphere lifted, and a sense of serenity washed over Amelia, as if the weight of the mansion's haunting history had been lifted from her shoulders. With tears in her eyes, Amelia sensed the presence of Abigail's spirit, now free from the malevolence that had trapped her for so long. It was a bittersweet moment, knowing that she had succeeded in setting the young girl's soul free, but also understanding that the darkness would always lurk at the edges of the world, waiting for its chance to return. Amelia's investigation had brought closure to a long-forgotten tragedy, and she knew that the mansion would forever be changed. The legend of Sterling Manor would persist, but it would no longer hold the same malevolent grip on the town. The house would become a testament to the triumph of light over darkness, a reminder that there were those willing to confront the sinister shadows that dwelled in the heart of the supernatural world. With newfound knowledge and the weight of history resting on her shoulders, Amelia embarked on a path that would lead her to confront the darkness head-on, the fate of Sterling Manor and Abigail's spirit hanging in the balance. The mansion, once a place of terror, now became a battleground where the forces of light and shadow clashed, their struggle echoing through the hidden corners of the estate. As Amelia delved further into the secrets of the dark ritual, she realized that the malevolent entity within the mansion had fed off the despair and pain of generations past. It had thrived on the anguish of the Sterling family, growing stronger with each passing soul it claimed. But Amelia knew that the only way to break the malevolence's hold was to confront the ancient evil that had been unleashed so long ago. To prepare for the harrowing battle that lay ahead, Amelia sought guidance from a group of skilled mediums who possessed a connection to the spirit world. Together, they performed elaborate seances and conducted powerful rituals, drawing upon energies from realms beyond human comprehension. Each step brought them closer to understanding the malevolence's true nature, as if peeling back layers of a ghastly facade. Through the mediums, Amelia made contact with the tormented souls of the past, including Abigail's. Their ghostly presence brought tears to Amelia's eyes as she felt their pain and sorrow. They shared their stories of suffering and their entrapment within the mansion's walls, recounting the malevolence's relentless pursuit to claim their souls. As the mediums guided Amelia through the spirit realm, she encountered an ancient entity, an embodiment of malevolence that defied all human understanding. It writhed with a sinister intelligence, seeking to ensnare her in its suffocating grasp. But Amelia stood strong, her determination fueled by the desire to liberate Abigail and put an end to the malevolence's reign of terror. The battle between light and darkness raged on, an ethereal tempest that transcended the boundaries of reality. The mansion trembled under the strain, and Amelia felt the weight of the centuries-old struggle pressing upon her. But with each passing moment, her resolve grew stronger, drawing strength from the spirits who stood beside her, their collective energy converging into a beacon of hope. Amelia's voice, amplified by the medium's ethereal guidance, resonated throughout the mansion, reciting ancient incantations that reverberated like a celestial symphony. The ritual's crescendo was a crescendo of power that reverberated through the very foundations of Sterling Manor, disrupting the malevolence's grip on reality. In a blinding burst of celestial radiance, the malevolence recoiled, its form withering like a cursed specter exposed to sunlight. Amelia and the mediums held firm, their minds united in purpose, as they channeled a cleansing energy that purged the mansion of the malevolence's oppressive presence. And then, in an awe-inspiring display of supernatural power, the malevolence dissipated, like a wisp of smoke caught in the wind. The mansion fell into an eerie calm, as if the very fabric of its existence had been reset, its once haunted halls now bathed in a serene aura of peace. Amelia felt a deep sense of relief and accomplishment, knowing that the battle had been won, and the spirits of the past could finally find solace in the afterlife. She could almost feel Abigail's spirit thanking her, her presence now free from the clutches of malevolence, ascending to a realm of eternal rest. As dawn broke over the horizon, bathing the mansion in the soft glow of morning light, Amelia knew that she had achieved more than just dispelling a malevolent force. She had given closure to a tormented soul, banishing the darkness that had plagued the Sterling Manor for centuries. News of Amelia's triumph spread like wildfire through the town, and the legend of Sterling Manor took on a new chapter, a tale of courage, compassion, and triumph over the darkness. The mansion, once feared and avoided, now became a symbol of resilience and hope, a reminder that even in the darkest corners of existence, the light of humanity could prevail. As she bid farewell to the mansion and the town, Amelia knew that the malevolence would always exist, lurking on the periphery, waiting for an opportunity to return. But she had learned that in the face of evil, there were those willing to confront it, armed not with swords or spells but with the indomitable spirit of human courage. And so, Amelia Blackwood, the intrepid paranormal investigator, left the town, forever changed by her encounter with the supernatural. The legend of Sterling Manor would continue to intrigue future generations, but it would also serve as a reminder that within the darkest shadows, there would always be a glimmer of light, guiding the way toward hope and salvation.